How's it going, folks? Welcome back to the channel. It is Monday, so it's time for the Monday agenda. It's the last week of the season. Thank the Lord. Let's get straight into it. So before I get into the Monday agenda, I just want to say a massive thank you to everyone who has subscribed to the channel so far, but about 65% of you are not subscribed who are watching regularly. So if you do watch the videos regularly, or you do like the channel, the Huddle Breakdown, you hate my face. Either way, if you're watching it for love or for hate, hit the subscribe button below. It helps the channel grow, and you get notified every single time a video goes live as well. So on today's Monday agenda, I'm asking, how long will it be until Eddie Howe is announced as Celtic manager? I'm looking at the career of Shane Duffy at Celtic as he leaves the club, and Conor McGregor has thrown his hands up as a potential new owner of Celtic. So there's that. So we'll start with Eddie Howe. Another week has gone by without a Celtic manager, but the rumours are building up again that Eddie Howe is finally going to be appointed this week, and you would hope it would be this week, considering the season ends this week. So either it'll be on Wednesday night ahead of the St Johnstone game, or it'll be on Saturday ahead of the Hibernian game, or it'll be after that. It has to be this week. It surely must be this week. I mean, I'm setting myself up for a failure here, but it has to be this week. I did say that I wasn't going to do any Eddie Howe stuff on this channel until he was officially appointed, because again, there's speculation around John Kennedy, what his role is going to be, the backroom team that Eddie Howe is going to bring in, the players that obviously he wants to bring in or keep at the club. It's all speculation as up now, but considering it just does seem like it's going to get over the line, I do want to talk about one thing, and that is John Kennedy, his role within Celtic Football Club. He was forced upon Neil Lennon. Neil Lennon wasn't allowed to pick his background team. Who is making these decisions? At first, I would have thought it would be Peter Lawwell, because obviously he's the man in charge. At least at the face of it, he's the man in charge. He is the face of Celtic Football Club as the chairman. But Dominic Mackay is technically in that role now, so unless Peter Lawwell is still pulling the strings, Dominic Mackay is still going with it, or it's the man up top, Dermot Desmond, that is making this decision that John Kennedy just absolutely must not leave Celtic Football Club under any circumstances, no matter who is in charge. And it's just baffling to me, because it's not as if... No, look, I've heard a lot of good things about John Kennedy from people who have worked with him. I'm not saying that John Kennedy is an idiot, but what I'm saying is, you're starting new, you have a new manager, a new structure. Why does John Kennedy absolutely, positively have to be part of that team? Can he not get his own job? That is where I do find issue within the Celtic structure, is that you're still seeing this jobs for the boys sort of mentality, that John Kennedy can't go out and live on his 2 feet and go get a job, because he is, by all accounts, supposed to be a brilliant coach. So why can't he go elsewhere and be a brilliant coach if Eddie Howe wants that? Now, if Eddie Howe's okay with him being a sporting director, I don't know, that's fine with me, but also, what merit does John Kennedy have to be the sporting director of Celtic Football Club? That would be my question. What has he shown on his CV that merits him moving into that position? I do hope that Eddie Howe is appointed this week, though, because again, we're coming to the end of the season. The Euros are just around the corner. He's not going to have an awful lot of time to get players in, to work with them, to work with the full squad, because quite a lot of the squad are going to be with the national team. So he needs to come in this week, and there needs to be some communication to the fans from the club, or from Eddie Howe, or from somebody, that this is going ahead, this is the plan, this is the structure, this is how the club's going to move forward, and we're going to bounce back from this horrible season that we've had. Next up is Shane Duffy. It was announced by the club that Shane Duffy was leaving, and he was pictured in Brighton training as well. He is back at Brighton, the loan spell is over, and his career at Celtic comes to an end. Now, one of my biggest videos on this channel was the Shane Duffy video, because obviously I'm Irish, I've seen him play, and people were excited to see Shane Duffy come into Celtic, and I was happy to share my honest opinion of Shane Duffy at the time, and I thought it was a great signing. I thought he was an excellent signing. I thought he was going to come in, he was going to be a really good player, he was going to dominate in the aerial duels, he was going to be just that rock beside Christopher Ayer that Celtic badly needed. It turns out I was way wrong with that, but I mean, you live and you learn. I don't think anybody thought that Shane Duffy was going to go as badly as it did, especially not Shane Duffy, and that's why, and I don't really, who am I to feel sorry for Shane Duffy? He's a professional footballer, he's playing in the Premier League, you know, but I do feel sorry for Shane Duffy, because I do think that as soon as it started going bad, as soon as shit hit the fan, that he was making needless mistakes that were just building and building and building, and the fans turned on him. And once the fans turn on you, the smallest mistakes turns into the massive mistakes, and it just, you know, it just spirals out of control. And his Celtic career was over in January. It was over in January, and I just thought that it was a really disappointing way for someone who supported Celtic since he was a boy for his career to go at Celtic. So I've disappointing on a personal level because I thought Shane Duffy was going to be excellent, and disappointed for Shane Duffy because I do know there is a good player in there. You don't become a Premier League centre half, an international captain, play at the highest level if you're not a good player. And I just think system didn't work out, the move didn't work out. He was a scapegoat large parts of the Lennon era in that late November, early December period where you're just thinking, pull him out of the team. Pull him out, give him some respite. The system clearly does not suit him. The fans are clearly turning against him. Pull him out of the team. He's clearly struggling here. But no, Neil Lennon persisted with the Scott Brown, the two fullbacks going forward, and Shane Duffy in the hole, and it just didn't work, and Shane Duffy was the victim of a system. That's not to say Shane Duffy doesn't share some responsibility. Again, he was poor, he didn't perform when it mattered, and it just didn't work out for him. So I'm massively disappointed by what came about in that Shane Duffy transfer, and it was a massive waste of everyone's time, really. Speaking of a massive waste of everyone's time, Conor McGregor has thrown his name in as a potential Celtic owner. So let's talk about this. Conor McGregor threw his name into the hat as a potential Celtic owner. Last week he was in the news because he said that he was going to buy Man United, as if he had a couple of billion lying about, considering the richest people in the world might struggle to buy Manchester United, let alone Conor McGregor. Conor McGregor has had a pretty good UFC career, a very successful UFC career. And he's had a mediocrely successful, is mediocrely a word? A mediocrely successful whiskey business. That's about it. And look, Conor McGregor has a massive online fan base, and they are absolutely hugely in support of every single thing that Conor McGregor does, regardless of how, you know, maybe it's not morally right, regardless of how far he goes over the line. They're all like, oh, PC gone mad, innit? That's what the Conor McGregor fan base is. You know, no matter what he says, no matter whether it's racially based, all that shit that he does for the UFC, it's great. They lap it up, and it's brilliant, and he's massively successful when it comes to hits for websites. I know personally from working in sports that Conor McGregor / UFC stories are much bigger, and they produce bigger numbers for online, and anything Conor McGregor says online does really well, and all that there. But if you're like me, and you don't like complete arseholes owning your club, then you do not want Conor McGregor owning Celtic Football Club. As big of an arsehole as Dermot Desmond seems to be, Conor McGregor is not someone that you want Celtic being run by, because firstly, listen, he doesn't have enough money to buy Celtic. He just doesn't. He definitely does not have enough money to buy Celtic Football Club. Secondly, he's doing this for publicity. He's retired about 6 times just for publicity. He is a publicity junkie, and he loves the limelight. It's all about him. He wouldn't have Celtic's best intentions ahead of him, and he would be throwing around the, you know, Irish links to Celtic to buy Celtic, and there would be absolutely no reason behind it except for that. It would be a push for Conor McGregor's brand. It would have nothing to do with the future of Celtic Football Club being brighter than it is right now. So listen, I don't think it's going to happen, but I had to touch on it because, I mean, it's Conor McGregor talking about buying Celtic. It's, you know, again, it's a sports story. It's not going to happen. I don't know what you think. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe there's some Conor McGregor fans following this channel that I don't know about, but I genuinely do not want Conor McGregor to buy Celtic Football Club because, as I said, as bad as Dermot Desmond is, we don't want Conor McGregor. So that was the Monday agenda. There are 2 matches left in the season, 2 matches this week. St Johnstone on Wednesday night and Hibs on Saturday morning, and we're finally done. We're finally done. We'll have a season ending. I'll have a couple of videos up this week talking about the season end, and maybe Eddie Howe will be announced by Wednesday or even by Saturday, but either way I will be up with a video talking about the rest of the week and the rest of the season. And then next week we'll have the Huddle Breakdown, all that stuff on this channel. If you want all of that, you can subscribe by hitting the subscribe button below if you like the videos. If you don't, you can still hit subscribe and you'll enjoy them anyway. Thanks very much for watching. We'll chat to you later.